My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have the Buried Heart with us, and they can say their names and what they do in the band.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jack Whittick. I play guitar and I do vocals in the Buried Heart, and I kind of write all of the skeletons for the songs. Primary songwriter.
Awesome. So my first question, Jack, how did you start out the Buried Heart? How did you get all of your members in your band?
Okay, so I've been playing music since I was like 6 years old. Like I started on piano and all that, and then started guitar when I was 10. And I had always been like playing guitar. Like that was always something that I did in my free time. Always kind of what I was doing. But I didn't start playing in bands seriously until I got to college at Chico State, and that's in Northern California.
Yes.
While I was there, I met a lot of cool people. The Buried Heart has actually been through like a couple different lineup changes. My buddies Spencer and Trevor and Sean Rayside, they were like the first kind of incarnation of the band, and we would play like house shows. And there was actually like a frat in Chico that had like a venue kind of like in their backyard. And my buddy Caleb, who plays in a band called City Sick, he would like book shows there. So that was really cool. That's kind of like where we started playing shows. And then also in Chico at the 1078 Gallery, which is kind of like, it's a really kind of prominent venue for like underground bands and like kind of like the Swan core kind of like Northern California scene. There was a booker there named Christina who like would book all of like the local up and coming like college level bands who were like just starting. She would always put us on like really cool bills. Like best show I think we probably played there. We opened for Idola and Vise and Oranges, and Idola is like one of my favorite bands. I have like a huge Degeneratera tattoo on my arm.
That's sick.
So it just kind of started playing around in Chico. Now I have a lineup with Frank D'Amico, who I believe was also on your show with Surrounded by Giants. Frank and I live together. He's been like, we've been jamming like Surrounded by Giants, and he's been helping out with the Buried Heart for about a year, and we're getting ready to gear up to move to Sacramento in a couple weeks. Our lease actually ends on Friday, so like we're all kind of like panicking because like we're like trying to lock down a house and we can't move in until August. So now we're just scrambling to like get all our stuff, get it stored, and then just crashing in different places for like a month.
Nice.
Yeah, that kind of derailed a little bit, but yeah. So just pretty much been started from going to a bunch of local shows in Chico and meeting people in different bands, and then since I was writing most of the songs, like I would have my friends who were playing in different bands who were like interested, I would have them like come and play for like different shows.
That's awesome. Definitely. Obviously I've known Frank for about a year now, and he's super cool. And then
Frank's a homie.
I just met probably another person Sam Cole from Sea of the Sky.
I love Sam. Sam's like my best friend.
Yeah.
He actually, I met him freshman year because we both started at Chico State at the same time.
Okay.
And we were posting on like, there was like an incoming freshman group on Facebook, and I remember Sam posted like, does anybody like the Deer Hunter on here? And then I started commenting on that because I was a big Coheed fan, and then he turned out to be a big Coheed fan. So yeah, that kind of like started our friendship.
There you go. I like just met him probably about like 2 weeks ago. He's on tour with Covet, so and they're good homies of mine. So he was super cool. I have to, Sam, if you happen to be watching this, you have to come on. I already said that when I met you, but now it has to happen because now you got, I know everybody.
And to even make this go more full circle, I met Frank through Sam. Because Sam, this was when Sam used to be in like Wolf and Bear for a second, and he was selling tickets to people in Chico to go to like a show where they were opening for Dance Gavin Dance, and Sam and I were like getting coffee somewhere, and then Frank met us there to like buy a ticket, and that's how I met Frank. So we gotta get Sam on the show.
Now it's full circle. Now you all have to like, now everybody has to come on to this, but that's cool. I always love hearing about that, especially like for me. Like, I'm on the complete other side of the United States. I'm in New Jersey. I know Frank told me you're also from Jersey as well. So.
Yeah, I'm going to be there, like, all next month. That's where I'm going to be hanging, like, when I'm waiting to move into my new apartment. So we should, like, kick it or something if you got time.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. But, it's kind of full circle. So that's I always love that. That's always like a
Hmm.
crazy thing because it's like when you see somebody that you I guess met over the internet and then you're like, wow, like now I get to meet them and they're like they're from like other states. It's such a cool
Yeah.
feeling. But yeah. So my next question, yeah, we did derail a little bit, but my next question is, since you're from California, what are some favorite venues you guys like to go see shows at? Or like go play at? Obviously, you mentioned a few, but probably more or less shows that you like to go see.
Yeah. This is a good question. I used to live, like, I went to high school in Southern California, and there was a venue down there that would book a lot of, like, local bands. And, like, my high school band, it was a ballet studio in San Pedro.
Oh wow.
My friends, they play in a band now. They used to be called 20 Eyes. I believe their band now is called The Habits. But
Okay.
yeah, Wolf's parents owned this ballet studio, and then at night they would, like, turn it into a venue, and it was dope because it was like a huge space. We would get like a
Yeah.
decent amount of people there, so that venue was really cool. D Piazzas in Long Beach, I remember seeing like a bunch of bands like Stanley and the Search.
Oh
They're
wow.
not really around anymore.
Yeah.
Those guys were tight. Stanley and the Search. This band called A Seasonal Effect, which is from my high school. I'm probably gonna get shit for this if Alex ever hears this, but yeah, this dude Alex Bemis, he kind of like took me under his wing in high school. He played in a band called Seasonal Effect. Now he's like the auxiliary like member for This Wild Life. Like
Oh
he
wow.
tours with them
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
plays with them. Yeah, so it's been really cool. Like seeing these people like who I grew up with, like all kind of like going and doing their own things and following their their dreams. As cliche as it sounds. Um, but yeah, so those were cool Southern California venues. Chain Reaction too is like really good to see shows at because it's a lot. I think it's a lot smaller than people who haven't been there think that it
Yeah.
is. Like it kind of looks like this crazy club, but it's really like the size of like a bar. Like
Oh wow.
it's pretty tiny, but it's really cool. You see intimate shows there. I saw All Time Low there,
Oh
like
wow.
playing like a bunch of their old songs when they like used to be pop punk and like less pop. That was a really cool show. And then yeah, Northern California, again in Chico, the 1078 Gallery is an awesome venue. It's not around anymore. They just closed it. They're trying to like relocate.
Oh damn.
But yeah, when Christina used to book there, it's like a no stage, no barricade. It's just
Wow.
all
Yeah.
floor. So yeah, like when we play with Idola, like Idola is just playing on the floor and like everyone's around them.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
just like the shows were really intimate and you can get a lot of like crowd interaction. That was like one of my favorite venues to play. Um, Sacramento has a bunch of cool venues too. I've been going to Goldfield a lot
Yeah,
recently
I've heard of
because
that.
Kurt Travis and Andres just played there.
Yeah.
That was a dope show. And then I saw a lot like Birds there a couple weeks ago too.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, I think those are my favorite venues.
Nice, nice. Yeah, you mentioned Andres. He's another homie of mine as well.
Yeah.
He's the best. I love that dude.
Yeah, his album is probably my favorite album that's come out this year. Like I've just listened to it so many times and it hasn't ever gotten boring. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, I a
Yeah.
I 120% agree with that.
Yeah.
Like we went to this like, oh my god, it was like this shit sort of bar in Atlantic City, and he was playing, and there was like the only people that were there were like the bands that were playing and maybe like a few
Yeah.
people at the bar, but like he did such a great job. Like I'm excited. I'm super stoked of what he's doing
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, he's I love that dude. He like
He's so,
I'm gonna call him out for a minute because like it's hilarious. He every time like I don't know why, but at, like the most random moments, I'll get like a phone call and my phone will start ringing, and it will
Mhm.
be him. But like he'll butt dial me like 4 or 5 times like in the span of like a couple months.
Yeah.
And I'm like yelling into my phone, I'm like, "Yo, Andres, pick up the phone." He picks up the phone. He's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, "I butt dialed you again, man." I was like, "Yeah, dude." I was like, I feel like it's a sign. You got to come out here again." He's like, "Dude,
Yeah.
I'm trying
I feel
to."
like he's flirting with you. That's how
He
he's like
is,
trying to get your attention.
dude. Andres, you guys gotta come out, man. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me you want that. So, but
Dude, his show, when I saw him in Sacramento, that show was lit. Like, a bunch of the people who were there, I think, were there for him. So, like,
yeah.
a bunch of the crowd was singing. Like, it was really fun. It was, like, such a great performance.
I like totally memorized the album, so he
Oh,
has to come
yeah.
out. He has to come out here. But next question, Jack. What are some of your musical influences?
Ooh. All right. So, my favorite band of all time is Coheed and Cambria. I have a Coheed and Cambria tattoo. I feel like you tell people that, and there's a certain stigma because like some Coheed fans are like wild and like God. I remember I saw Coheed when like Between the Buried and Me opened for them on that tour like a couple of years ago, and like the Coheed fans were dicks, dude. And I was like, dude, you're watching Between the Buried and Me right now. Like you guys should like you think you'd love this. It's like kind of the next step from Coheed, I think, if you go in like the tech metal skill tree route. So yeah, Coheed, they were a big influence for me because they were the first band that showed me that you could like really use music as like a score. Like you could be like a regular like rock band and have songs that sound like regular rock songs, but they have like orchestral elements and like theatrical stuff going on, and that really like Good Apollo 1 like blew the doors off of music for me. That's like my favorite album of all time. So they're number one. I get new favorite bands like every couple weeks. I'm like always looking for new music. But the Northern California scene is popping off right now. Like there's some really good bands here. Strawberry Girls, I've been digging a lot. Belle Noire. Yeah. See in the Sky, that's Sam's band. Their new album is going to blow people away. I'm excited for them to drop that. They've been sitting on that for a while, but when it drops, it's going to be fat.
There we go.
Surrounded by Giants, I love watching those guys. They have some of the most lit shows that I've ever been to. Really? Like I'm really excited to. Yeah, Frank and I are moving to Sacramento together, so like I really want Surrounded by Giants to also like pick up steam there because their shows are just wild. Like Frank tried teaching me like one Surrounded by Giants song the other day, and I consider myself like an okay guitar player, but like, dude, learning like all of his tapping riffs and stuff, I was just like, man, this is like next level. Like I really kind of stepped my game up. So yeah, living with Frank has been like a big influence because he's one of the most dedicated musicians when it comes to practicing. Like he always sets aside time to like practice and do vocals and just like really build himself as a musician. So that's really inspiring to live with. Yeah, those have been like my main ones right now. Idola too. I mean, that's like a given. I'm a huge Idola stan.
Yeah. No, they're amazing. That new record that they just put out, To Speak to Listen, was incredible. So I mean, I just saw them on that Hail the Sun tour. They were they were awesome. And then you were talking about Strawberry Girls, Belle Noire. I just saw them recently as well, like last week.
Yeah, that tour was really good. Comrades too. I discovered them from that tour.
They were amazing. Like people have been telling me, like I was saying, like, oh, I was gonna go see that Strawberry Girls, Comrades, Belle Noire tour. They're like, yo, you got to keep an eye out for Belle Noire and like Comrades and all. There's that whole tour, and I was like, what about Comrades? And they were like, dude, Comrades is so good. And until I saw it myself, I'm like, shit, this is so... They're so, like, great between, like, heavy and then, like, really great melodic parts. And I always love, like, female vocals, too, like, with heavier music. Yeah. So I feel like that just works out so well.
Yeah, I like her voice a lot, too, because, like, I feel like, in my experience, I'm not trying to, like, blanket statement, but with, like, other hardcore bands that I've heard with, like, female vocalists, they're kind of, like, more aggressive, but hers are like really kind of like soft and like laid back, and then with the driving like guitar and drums behind it, it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree with the whole Northern California sort of like band, like all those sorts of bands in that area are just really picking up steam, so I totally agree with that. But next question, Jack, kind of in relation to the last one, what have been some bands that you've been jamming more recently?
I've been listening to the new Chan album a lot.
Nice,
like that just came out. I really like it. I was like a little iffy on the collaborations at first, but they grew on me. Like at first I thought they kind of sounded like filler, like oh, they're not really like using the Chan parts. There's like one riff that they're just kind of splicing out. But when I like take that out of my mind and I just try to like listen to it like as subjectively as possible, then I like it a lot. But all the other songs on that album that like aren't the collaboration ones are sick, and they sound like a really cool evolution from Grow. So yeah, I'm really stoked on the new Chan album. This local band from LA called the Vox Arcanum just dropped an album called Of Time and Fate. And Tony, their guitar player, who's also like their main songwriter, he's like a huge Coheed fan too. We have like the same Coheed tattoo and like the same same part of our arms. But yeah, so his band is like really Coheed influenced. There's like a story, like a concept running through their album,
Sick.
and it's very like theatrical, and the production is really awesome. They got the violin player from Thank You Scientist to play on their album. Yeah, so it's really cool. That's a cool album, especially for like that's their first thing that they've ever like put online, and it's like a really impressive and ambitious debut. Really stoked on them for that. Who else have I been jamming? Andres, dude, I jam his album like on the daily, like straight up, like since it's come out. It's just been in like constant rotation at our house. Like if I'm not playing it, you can hear it coming out of Frank's room. Andres, Idola, new Idola album's great.
Yeah.
The Italian Ghosts re-recording.
Yes. Yeah.
By Strawberry Girls. I almost called it a remaster, and I pictured Zach Guerin like reaching across my phone to like slap me in the face. That's like he's always like jumping in the threads. He's like, "It's not a remaster." I'm sorry, dude. The video game industry has trained me to call everything a remaster when it's like, yeah. Yeah, that's about it for now. I've also been listening, like my band's about to drop an EP too, and I've been like listening to all the mixes like religiously and like picking them apart. So I'm excited to get that out. I might be getting the final mixes tonight, maybe, but the music industry, you never know. Yeah. Like things always come up, computers always fry.
As this happens, I totally get that. But no, all the bands you mentioned is pretty much. I mean, maybe with a few exceptions, I would say that I've been jamming a lot recently as well. And for me, it's like I think I'm in the same boat as you. Is that especially for me because I run a channel, like I have to be listening to like one album after the next album after the next album. So it's kind of tough. But I mean, I do enjoy it because I do get to listen to a variety of things. But yeah, that Andreas record is. I feel like. For me, oh man, I'm gonna have to say, like I said it in the review I did, I was like, it has to be like album of the year for me or damn close. I mean, it's gonna be real tough to beat. So, I mean, if I'm gonna hold to it, I don't know, but I definitely feel like it's gonna be damn close.
It's one of those albums where like for me, I have different types of music where it's like it's music that I want to listen to get like super stimulated and like thought provoking, and then music that's just really fun to listen to. And the Undress album is just so much fun, and I never like it's just so catchy. Like the different hooks from different songs will just pop into my head at different times of the day.
I totally agree, and for me, it's like the go-to album when like if I go to like a heavier show, I'll just be like putting that in my car and I'll be driving back home. So, yeah, totally. But next question, Jack, a fun one. If you could pick a song to cover, what song would it be?
Ooh, man. There's a lot that I've wanted to do. I want to do Box Full of Sharp Objects by The Used really bad because that was, like, the song that got me into screaming music. Like, I remember I was listening to it in a barbershop, like, right as I was about to get my hair cut when I was, like, 12 or 13. And it felt like I was getting like pumped up in a locker room. Like it felt like Bert was like punching me in the chest and like telling me to get stoked. So that was when screaming just like clicked in music for me. And I feel like with the single that my band just dropped, Garden, especially like the end section of that song, I feel like I finally like channeled and like tapped into Bert's like screaming style. Dude, Bert's insane. There's like a documentary of them recording their first album, and for like one screaming section on the song, they set up a microphone in the kitchen and they like took all this like kitchenware, like pots and pans out, and Bert was having people in the band like come up and slap him in the back with it like as hard as he can, and he was just like screaming in pain to like get the vocal take that he wanted. That's like that's insane, dedication. But I also like I really appreciate the dedication to like capturing that. That's why Bert is like one of my biggest vocal inspirations. So yeah, Box Full of Sharp Objects would be really cool to cover. There's this band I just heard on the radio the other day, which is surprising because like I don't really listen to the radio when I drive. I just forgot my iPod, so I was like, oh shit, I guess I'll listen to the radio. But this band called Yuck, they have a song called Get Away.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard it.
I've never heard it.
You should check it out. It's a pretty good song. I was like really surprised it was on the radio. It's kind of like Silver Sun Pickups kind of vibe.
Nice. Yeah,
the lead guitar parts in that song are really catchy and super cool, and like the tones are really nice. So I think that would be a song that I think my band could like translate into something cool.
Nice, nice. I like that. I like that you did one that you know people would know, and the other one
Yeah.
maybe not too many people know. So definitely stick. But next question, Jack. Favorite food to eat?
Oh man, dude, I'm not picky. Anything that's put in front of me, I'll probably eat it. I don't know. I'm from New Jersey, so you know, like there's a ton of
Yeah.
Italian food there. So
Oh
I
yeah.
love like chicken parms and lasagna. Like that's like it's my go-to, like my favorite comfort food meal. I really like sushi a lot.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like go-to snack. I think those would probably be my favorites. Although, kind of like my music taste, it just changes like every day. Depends on the mood.
I totally agree with that. That's like I mean I could go for anything. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm not picky at all. So, but that's yeah, definitely Italian food. Either Italian food or okay. I'm gonna ask you a New Jersey question. Is it
Okay.
is it pork roll or Taylor ham?
Pork roll.
Thank you, thank you. I just need
Yes.
people
Yes.
to.
What part of
I just
what
what
part
I
of Jersey
need.
are you from?
I am from Southern New Jersey, so
Okay. Well,
yes.
I'm from like I lived in like Monmouth County and then
Yeah,
like Ocean County.
I live out there, so we're like super
Oh,
close.
okay. Dope.
But
Damn.
yeah, no, I have some people that say like Taylor ham, and I just need to like hit them. It's like
Yeah, dude.
pounding.
Everyone I know calls it pork roll. I haven't heard anybody say Taylor ham. If they did, they're no longer with us. So.
Or they're not or they're not New Jerseyans. So there
Yeah.
you go. That's the ultimate, you know, decider if you're from New Jersey or not. If you call it
Yeah.
Taylor ham, then you're not from New Jersey. So
Dude,
that's
yeah,
all.
now I'm gonna change my favorite food answer and say a pork roll, egg and cheese
Oof.
sandwich from Mike's Deli on I think it's was it Route 33? I'm getting my things confused. It's right outside of Orchard Crest in Wall, New Jersey.
Ooh.
That
Okay.
place is the bomb.
There you
Yeah.
go. Well, I have to get one then now. That sounds delish. But anyway,
Yeah, dude. It's open super early so you get all like
what were you gonna say? Go
Hello?
ahead.
Oh, sorry, yeah, my camera was freezing. I was just gonna say it's like that deli is open super early in the morning, so it's just like all like the super tough like vocational dudes are there. Like they're all just like drinking Red Bulls and coffee and
They're
eating
like
pork roll, egg and cheese
they're
sandwiches.
like, yo man, I gotta get that
Yeah.
pork roll, egg and cheese. I need to get that
Yeah.
those gains while I'm working out
Uh,
outside, you know, with some like steel work and shit, you know.
I know. I walk in there with like my bleached hair and skinny jeans, and they're like, "What the hell?"
Yep, I totally know that. I know that feeling. But next question, Jack, if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, who would it be?
Ooh, I fulfilled one of these already, and I'm actually really stoked. But Andres has a guest spot
Oh
on
shit.
the EP we're putting out, so that's going to be really exciting. Other people I'd love to work with. I want to work with Frank on like a Surrounded by Giants song. He's been like toying with the idea of like getting vocals for the
Oh
band at
nice.
some point, or at least having some songs with vocals. So writing with him would be fun. Sam Cole, which like that's long overdue for us to collaborate on something.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised we haven't because we've been friends for so long, but like our schedules just haven't really like worked out.
Don't worry, I'll tag
And
him.
Sam's a much better. Yeah, Sam's also a much better musician than I am, so maybe that's why.
Oh shit. Well, I think you're
Maybe-
good. I think you're a good musician, Jack. So
Nah, it's all right. Sam is so good. His voice is like, I love how like it's so powerful, but it's also like really sad sounding. Like he has such
Yeah.
a distinct vibe. It's got like that kind of Gatsby's American Dream
Yep,
kind
yep.
of like quality to it. Nick Newsham. There we go. I always forget people's names. I'm really bad with names. But yeah, Sam, I would love to work with, and if I had like a dream collaboration, probably Andrew from Idola.
nice. Okay,
He,
yeah.
I've taken some vocal lessons from him, and he's probably the reason like I've been able to hone in on my voice for the album because like I was listening to shit we recorded like last year, like before I took lessons from Andrew, and I was like, ugh, like, I can't believe I would sing like this live and like sound like this. It was really bad, but yeah, Andrew's just like an amazing vocalist.
Yeah.
Super underrated, I think. His range is crazy. Like he can hit those deep lows and then just hits the highs like it's nothing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think if any indication is their new record that he just goes like range wise, I'd probably say I know they get compared to Dance Gavin Dance, but I honestly think I think they've beaten out Dance Gavin Dance. No
Oh
offense to
yeah,
anybody that likes Dance Gavin Dance, but
no,
if you're gonna
Dance
look
Gavin Dance is tight. Yeah,
if you're gonna listen to it on like a sonic sort of basis, I feel like I mean, as much as I have an affinity for DGD. I think that Idola definitely takes the cake without a doubt. Like Andrew is such a, like you said, underrated vocalist. I would say without a doubt. So I think this will be a big rest of the year and into next year, hopefully for them. But
yeah.
next question, Jack. If you could play another musical instrument besides the ones you know how to play, what
Ooh,
would it be?
drums for sure. Drums. I've been like the last couple months. I've been dicking around on my roommate's drum set because our house we have like a detached garage that we've kind of like turned into a
A
jam room.
studio, yeah.
And so, yeah, I'd go out there and like try jamming. I'm just now starting to like go through YouTube videos and like trying to learn like the fundamentals because what I would do is I would just go out there and like put on video game music that doesn't have any drums and just try to like come up with beats to it.
Nice.
But I want to get like the foundations down because drumming is so much fun. I really like doing it, but I need to like work up my like limb independence.
Yeah. I was gonna say
I'm just
that's.
like,
I was gonna say that's like. I feel like that's a common thing for like guitar players. Even like myself, I also play guitar. But I feel like for me, I can't get down the like move the legs and the arms at like different
yeah,
things. I just can't do it. I don't know. It's just like my brain's like, hey, guess what? You're only good with your hands. That's probably about as far as you're gonna go.
yeah,
So why don't you just stick with that and just let let that do the talking.
yeah.
So I 100% get you on the whole drumming thing. But next question, since you did mention video games, if you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Hmm. This question is weird because like if you think about putting yourself into a video game and like all the crazy shit that happens and like having to deal with that, it would be like ah. But who would I be? I don't know. I've been playing The Witcher
Oh, nice.
recently, and I don't know. Geralt's just like kind of a badass, so that would be kind of cool. I don't know. I play a lot of like really like like JRPGs and
Oh, nice. Okay.
um, like RPGs and stuff. So like a lot of the stuff that goes on in the games is like world-ending calamities and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I think Titus from Final Fantasy X would be cool because then I could roleplay being good at a sport. Um, yeah, I don't know. That Blitzball looks like it would be fun.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I would go with Titus. Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick. I like that choice. Next question, Jack. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show and a favorite show that you've been to?
Ooh, okay. I've been to a lot of shows in the past month, so I'm probably just going to list off all these bands. Um, Surrounded by Giants, super lit show. They played in a coffee house like 2 weeks ago,
Oh,
and just
nice.
everybody was like going crazy. That was really cool. Strawberry Girls puts on a great show. Belle
Yeah.
Noir. Joey's voice is incredible live. Like it sounds exactly the same live as it does on recording. So that was really cool. Kurt Travis always puts on a great show. A Marionette. Marionette was really good. They were on that
That's
Kurt
sick.
Travis bill
Yeah.
also. Quinn's voice is crazy, and those guys like they have all their tones like dialed in really nicely. So like in terms of like acoustics, they were really good sounding live. A lot like Birds, they played Davisi all the way through, and even though they were having like a bunch of technical difficulties, like it was still a really dope show. I was like really surprised at like how energetic the show still felt, like
Yeah.
because I was one of those people like I didn't like No Place when it came out. It just like I don't think I understood it. Like it was really like
Yeah.
crazy and kind of like over the top for me. But I appreciated it. I was like, this is cool. But then once they started dropping songs from Davisi, I was like, the fact that they can write songs like this and do the No
Real
Place
crazy
stuff,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
that's really cool. I appreciate this a lot now. So Davisi is actually my like probably second or third favorite album that's come out this
Oh
year.
wow.
Like I really love that
Yeah.
album a lot. Very impressed with that band and their progression. Um, who else puts on a really good live show? Periphery. I saw
Oh,
Periphery
nice.
a couple of months ago, and like I kind of like Gent ironically. Like I know that there's like a stigma to it, and like when you tell people you like Gent, they're like, ugh. But it's really fun to listen to live. Like Periphery also, like they don't really take, like they're good musicians, but they kind of just like fuck around when they play.
Yeah.
Like they just have fun with it, and so like when you go to one of their shows, it's like really fun. And then I imagine going to a Periphery show is kind of like going to an EDM show and just having that bass like slap you in the face the whole time. It's just like it gets you pretty hyped.
I would totally agree with that. I think like, and I don't think for me for Gent, it's not unironic. I do like Gent, and I know that some people will be like, "Oh man, you like Gent, whatever." I think it's just the essence of like that has more character to it. Like if you listen to metalcore, like sometimes it lacks a little bit of character to it. So for me, that's why I like Gent. A lot like Birds, I did really like their record. I think what kind of sold me on it was that they did that whole album in full on that tour. Like they just did Divisi as a whole.
Yeah.
So I would say for me, that's what kind of just solidified it for me. That I was like, yeah, this is sick because Divisi was just played in full. So to me, and also just them both doing vocals, like Matt doing vocals and Corey doing vocals. I think they just paired very well together.
Yeah.
I think to me that like turned it around because initially I wasn't like super sold on it. I mean, I liked it, but I think after seeing it, I was like, man, this is really awesome. And like you said, the comparison between that record and No Place is just like insane too. So, totally agree with that, Jack. But next question: if you could compile a dream tour, who'd be on it?
Ooh. Okay. This is hard. I've like there have been so many threads like on Facebook where people have asked this question, and I've like answered it so many different ways, and I'm trying to think. I want Circa Survive, Idola, Chan.
Ooh, okay.
And Hail the Sun.
Ooh, okay.
I think that would be cool. I think have Chan like open that shit and then have it like go from there. I don't know. That would be kind of cool. I don't know. I'm like jumping around with that choice. Who else? This one, like the new Stolas tour that's happening with the Reign of Kindo, and who is it, Jason Richardson?
Yeah,
that's a nuts tour. Like that would be really cool to see. That's something like it's pretty dream-like, I guess.
I know that.
It'd be really cool.
I know that for that tour, I don't know if you'll be in New Jersey at that time, but in Philly, there's another tour that's starting up literally at the same time, so they're combining two tours together. It's literally Jason Richardson, that tour, and then the Polini tour. So they're just like combining them together. So it's like 6 bands all together. Like it's like Polini, Jason Richardson, Nick Johnson, David Max. I forget his name. David Maxim
or something. Mysich or whatever.
Something like that. Reign of Kindo, and then Stolas, and I'm like, that.
Damn.
That is a wild as like double tour.
Yeah, that new Pliny album is amazing. I've been listening to that a lot recently too.
Yeah, so I mean, like that might be that. I mean, like if you're a technical player or you like that sort of like technicality to music, then this one has to be the one to go to. But they're both solid tours, so I agree. But I did like your first choice of tour. That was too solid, and if that happens, like I'd just be throwing money at my computer at that point.
I know.
It's so good. But next question, Jack. Favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Favorite TV show? I haven't been watching a lot of TV recently.
Okay.
That's usually like one of the things that I sacrifice when I have free time. But honestly, the last thing I watched that I was actually kind of surprised by was this Netflix show called Samurai Gourmet. And it's super weird. It's very like wholesome and like feel good. It's about this retired Japanese guy who doesn't know how to handle retirement. So he feels masterless like a samurai. So it's just him going to like different restaurants that he's never been to and like trying different foods, and then he has like some sort of like deep, profound like understanding of himself.
Now I'm gonna have to watch
like the end of each. Yeah, it's a cool show. Like it's nice to just kind of like put on and I don't know, when you're having a weird day.
Yeah, no, that sounds sick. And then movie, Jack?
Ooh, this is hard. I have a couple. I like comedies a lot. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was like one of my favorite movies as a kid. Just everything about that movie, like how dumb they are every time they do air guitar when they like make an Iron Maiden pun or something. That's right up my alley. Tropic Thunder I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino movies I really like a lot. Okay. I like how over the top he is. Like Django Unchained was really good.
Yeah.
What's the Nazi one? Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds, yeah.
Yeah. I really like Quentin Tarantino movies because he has the dialogue down too. Like he has the crazy like action sequences and like the dramatic close-ups and sound effects, but all like the really long dialogue sequences that feel natural. Like they don't feel like a script that had to like fit a certain amount of time.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. He's a great director, so I can get down with some Quentin Tarantino. But next question, Jack. If you could only listen to one album for a month straight, what album would it be? I kind of have a feeling I know what the answer is, but...
I mean, yeah, I've been listening to the new Andres and Idola albums pretty much since they came out. So those two, I think they're good contrast, too, where, like, if I get tired of one, you just switch to the other and just yin and yang that whole thing till the end of time.
There you go. And lastly, Jack, tell them about your band, where they can find you on social media, and things coming up in the next couple months.
Cool, yeah, so we're called The Buried Heart. We just released a single called Garden on Bandcamp, which you can find at theburiedheartofficial.bandcamp.com. We have Facebook, too. It's facebook.com/theburiedheartnj. I know that's kind of confusing because I'm in California, but I started the project when I lived in New Jersey.
There you go.
Instagram at The Buried Heart. Twitter at Buried Heart Band. It's so confusing. I couldn't get the same name for all the social medias because I'm not official enough.
I know the feeling.
But the single you can download for free on Bandcamp. The rest of the album will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping to get it out by the end of July, and I'll post links for that all over our social media when it's up, getting it on all the streaming services and all that jazz.
Yes. Well, I listened to Garden. I was thoroughly impressed. Prior to not even knowing you, I already dug it. So when I forget who commented I don't know, maybe you commented it, but I don't remember exactly. But somebody said check out The Buried Heart, and I was.
Oh, I think it was Frank.
It was Frank. Okay, so shout out to Frank. He's the man.
Dude, Frank, the ultimate homie.
He is the ultimate.
Everybody listen to Surrounded by Giants too.
There you go.
Surrounded.
Yes.
Yeah. Surrounded by Giants. one.bandcamp.com.
Definitely go check out his stuff too. I'm trying to get him on again. We'll see. Maybe it'll happen at some other time. But definitely go check out Jack's band, The Buried Heart. I mean, obviously they're close homies to Audio Addiction, and I didn't even know it, but now I do know it. So check the links in the description. Go give them a follow, a like, subscribe to them on YouTube. Go check out their new single, Garden. If you enjoy what we do here, make sure to hit that subscribe here as well. Make sure to hit that thumbs up so I know you enjoyed the interview as well. And we have merch. There's a link in the description if you want to check out our merch store. If you want to pick something up, that'd be sick. If not,
dude,
no worries.
I want merch.
That's definitely in the works. But thank you, Jack, for coming on. I really appreciate it, man. And I can't wait to listen to the rest of the record.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Brandon.
Hey, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.